Alright, so I just received this Kuzy Hard cover. Wanted to take some video because I also have this new October 2013 Retina MacBook Pro, and people were saying online that possibly the old version of the hardcover would not fit the new Retina Mac Pro, particularly this bottom piece. So the Kuzy hardcover comes in two pieces. They basically were wrapped in cellophane, and there's a little piece of plastic that was separating the two, and they're just kind of loose in the box. Now I bought it with this other product, this keyboard cover, which I might also show too. And so maybe the packaging was a little different because there were all three pieces were just loose kind of in the box. Without further ado, I'm going to just put the MacBook in cover. I've already done this once, so I already know what it's going to turn out like. So the latches, there's two in the front, right here and right here, and there's also yes, two large ones in the rear, right here and here, that fit within this sort of hinge, opening down here with the ventilation and everything. There's also this vent down here. Hopefully that will help to alleviate some of the restriction of the radiation caused by the piece of plastic here. So that's the bottom piece. It seems, actually, let's take a look at it more further. So it's very difficult to take off in the front. Oh, what? I spoke too soon. It's a little bit loose here. Let's see if I can't just squeeze it in there better. It is a little bit loose. I think for the most part it'll stick though. I'm not really sure what sort of activity you'd be doing that would kind of apply the traction to remove it, but it is a little bit looser than perhaps expected. Certainly this top piece fits a lot more snugly. So one downfall of it is hard to tell what's right side up and down on this top piece, but there's this logo down here, so I just assume that it goes the same way as the Apple logo on top there. So this one is extremely snug fitting, so it snaps on like that. Alright. So in total, this is kind of what the whole package looks like. This top piece also has, I believe, 4 attachment points. Yeah, so 2 small ones in the front, right here, at here roughly, and in the back it attaches right there and also right there. But it fits a little bit better on the top than it does the bottom. All right. Let's see if we can't pull it off this way. I'm not really sure. Oh, maybe if I hold it upside down like this, it'll be a good test. So I'm just going to try to lift the whole thing up by the bottom panel to see if it comes off. I'm not really, it's difficult to hold this way, but it's not coming loose. So I'm not really sure what people were talking about with the reviews. Here's another way I'm lifting it just by the bottom panel. So I don't know what you guys are doing to try to take this thing off. Perhaps there's production differences, but the one I got in the mail was not cracked. It's intact. It looks good, or at least as good as it's supposed to look. It's a little bit rubbery. It should prevent direct scratching and gouging and that sort of thing. And it fits pretty snugly. So I'm not sure what everyone's complaining about. It seems like it works pretty well. So the main reason why I got this is I was worried about dropping the thing, and from all the videos I saw, the worry is to gouge or bend or dent the corners of the thing. I figured the piece of plastic here would help cushion the blow if that were to happen. Not like I'm planning on dropping this thing, but I'm not made of money. I can't afford to buy a second MacBook Pro. Alright, so that's it for this. I'm also going to try to put this keyboard cover on. This thing is a lot less controversial in reviews. This is also made by Kuzy. Alright, so it just comes in this little envelope thing like this, I guess. I'm going to make sure not to read the instructions at all before I put it on, so if there's anything I should be doing, it's not going to happen. Alright. Okay, so the blank keyboard right here. Just make sure it was supposed to be, at least on the website, it said that it would work with the current model. I'm just going to make sure that before I put it on, that the keys look like they match up. So they do. You don't want like a brightness key mixed up with a volume key or something. So I'll just put this like this. Alright. So I'm not sure if this is it or not. I just kind of applied it on there. So this is pretty much it. It doesn't really adhere on here at all. It didn't mention at all that it's waterproof, but obviously if you had water that did not reach the side, you know, where the seams are, I think that you'd be pretty safe. So maybe adds a little bit more resistance there. Mainly was kind of worried about dust and hair and that sort of thing over time. Obviously can build up, and I really don't want to have to learn how to take this thing apart to get under the keyboard. And I don't think I have the torques or whatever is required to do that. So, all right, so I now have my text editor open. I'm just gonna, it's kind of a strange way to look at things. All right, I'm just gonna attempt to type here. You know, it does affect the feel quite a bit, which is not totally unexpected. Well, actually, it feels pretty good, I think. I like it. So, I guess it's a good place to stop as any. So, in total, I mean, I totally endorse this this hard shell thing. It seems to work for me on my 2013 Retina MacBook Pro. Despite some of the reviewers out there, I think that it works pretty well. It's very difficult to remove, which is, I guess, the point of the thing. I mean, obviously, it doesn't speak to its longevity or anything like that. I just got the thing. I may or may not post back when it breaks, so you're just going to have to take that as it is. This rubber keyboard cover seems to work pretty well, too. Actually, let me just do an experiment here. Let's see if it just falls off. Yeah, it does fall off. Okay, so it doesn't stick very well, but you know what? I'll live with it. I'll just have to not put my laptop upside down as I'm using it with the cover open. You know, the sacrifices we make. All right, thank you very much.